The renowned Washington Post is undergoing a significant staff reduction, with approximately one-third of its employees facing layoffs. This drastic measure has sparked widespread debate, raising questions beyond mere economic challenges. Echelon for journalist Lizzie Johnson, the news was devastating. While reporting from Ukraine, enduring conditions without electricity, heating, or running water, she learned of her termination. Johnson, who had recently shared insights into her challenging work environment, riding in her car with a headlamp and pencil as pen ink froze, expressed profound sadness. She had previously spoken of her pride in working for the prestigious newspaper. And Lizzie Johnson is not alone. The newspaper's editor-in-chief, Matt Murray, announced substantial job cuts across all departments. While the exact number of affected employees was not disclosed in his internal memo, media reports suggest about one-third of the workforce, including 300 journalists, are being let go. This includes significant portions of the foreign reporting, audio, and sports departments. Tedder and Murray attributed the layoffs primarily to economic and technological factors. However, many observers and current and former employees suspect a different motive. They fear that Washington Post owner and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos may be deliberately weakening the newspaper to curry favor with former United States President Donald Trump. That's not it. The Washington Post, founded in 1877, holds a storied place in American media. It has won more than 70 Pulitzer Prizes, an accolade comparable to the Oscar in the film industry. Only its traditional rival, the New York Times, has earned more. As the paper gained global fame in the 1970s for its groundbreaking expose of the Watergate scandal. The investigations by its journalists were instrumental in the series of events that led to President Richard Nixon's resignation in 1974, an unprecedented moment in American history. Anticipation of cuts had been circulating among staff for some time, evidenced by social media posts from employees. Earlier signals, such as the decision not to send reporters to the Winter Olympics in Italy, had already caused unease. Just a few years ago, during Trump's first presidential term, the Post achieved considerable success. Adopting the slogan, "Democracy dies in darkness," it uncovered numerous activities within the Trump administration. Like many other media outlets at the time, its subscription numbers surged. The newspaper even undertook the task of counting all of Trump's falsehoods and misleading statements, tallying over 30,000 by the end of his term. According to Marty Baron, who was then the newspaper's editor-in-chief, Bezos' attitude during that period was markedly different. Despite facing significant pressure from Trump, the billionaire consistently backed the newsroom. Baron recalled Bezos often stating that the Post's success would be among his proudest life achievements. Today, however, Baron sees no trace of that sentiment. Economically, the newspaper's upswing did not last beyond Trump's departure from office. In 2023, the Post projected losses of $100 million, later reduced to $77 million through various employee severance packages. A different factor contributed to declining revenues during the 2024 presidential election campaign: the Post's 11th hour decision not to issue an endorsement to its readers. Unlike in German newspapers, such endorsements are common in United States media. Reports suggest this decision to withhold an endorsement came after the newspaper had internally leaned towards Trump's rival, Kamala Harris. Subsequently, the Post reported a loss of approximately 250,000 subscriptions, representing an overall 10% decline. The United States media landscape has been under immense pressure for decades. While numerous regional newspapers have closed in recent years, this current pressure is perceived by some as directly emanating from the White House. In recent months, Donald Trump has filed multi-billion-dollar lawsuits against outlets like the New York Times, the British broadcaster BBC, and the Wall Street Journal. He has also reached multi-million-dollar settlements with broadcasters CBS and ABC. And notably, Trump has not initiated legal action against the Washington Post. Critics accuse Bezos of currying favor with the former president since his election victory. For instance, Amazon recently financed a documentary about former First Lady Melania Trump, reportedly costing $75 million. Undisputedly, Bezos could easily absorb the newspaper's losses. Forbes magazine estimates his current wealth at over $235 billion, making him the world's fourth richest person. nFormer editor-in-chief Baron also suspects Bezos has changed course to align himself with Trump. He described the situation on LinkedIn as a case study in almost instantaneous self-inflicted brand destruction. Baron, who is 71 years old, called the layoffs repugnant efforts to ingratiate oneself with President Trump and one of the darkest days in the history of one of the world's greatest news organizations. Sharon Bezos himself has not yet commented on these developments. Editor-in-chief Murray told CNN that Bezos remains committed to the newspaper, stating he wants the Post to become a bigger, relevant, and thriving institution. Marty Baron, however, fears the layoffs could signal the beginning of the end for the newspaper. He told the British Guardian, "I think it will lead to fewer subscribers, and I hope it's not a death spiral, but I fear it could be." Meanwhile, the newspaper's employee representatives have launched a fundraising campaign to financially support the laid-off staff. By Thursday morning, over $300,000 had been collected. Lizzie Johnson, for her part, remains determined to continue reporting from Ukraine, inviting interested parties on the platform X to connect with a persistent and empathetic reporter. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. This video was generated using artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more updates. See you next time.